Hey, John here. So in today's video I'm going to show you a really great exercise that can help you improve your alternate picking and your legato. It uses all 4 fingers, it's a great warm-up as well, and we use a bunch of different picking patterns. But it's fairly easy to understand. Once you get it, it's very easy to just sit down and practice. So we're not even going to use any tabs for this one, so let's get right into it. So we're going to start here on the 5th fret, and you should do this on several different locations on the fretboard, so I would choose a different one each day if you use it as a warm-up. We're going to start by playing this shape. So basically 4 notes per string, and in this one position, so the same frets on each string. Now we're going to divide this scale shape. It's not really a scale shape, it's more fingering, but we're going to divide this into groups of 4. So we have this group, so we have 4 notes on one single string, then we have 3 plus 4 starting on this note, and then we start on this note, so we got 2 plus 2, and finally we got 1 plus 3. And you might be thinking, what do you mean finally? We have a lot of strings left. Yes, but the pattern repeats from there. So we got 4, 3 plus 1, 2 plus 2, 1 plus 3. And that repeats from the A string. But we're not going to play it like that, even though that would be a good picking exercise as well. We're going to do it like this. We're going to take each group of 4 and make that into a repeating 6-note pattern. So we're going to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you go back from where you came. So we get this repeating 6-note pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. And now we're going to start that on each possible starting points, and since we have 6 notes in the loop, we can start on 6 different points. We can start on the first note and end on the first one, so we always want to complete the loop. When you practice this though, just start with a downstroke, alternate pick, and do it at a tempo where everything is absolutely perfect. And basically you want to do 2, 3, or 4 reps for each variation, and that's gonna be up to you how much time you have. So let's say we do 2 now, just to keep this video fairly short. So we're gonna go 1, 2. And we end on the same note we started on. Now we're gonna start on the second note and go like this. Right, so we need to start at the same point of the loop that we started. So basically, look at it as like a circle or a clock. If you go from 12 to 12, you can go from 1 to 1, you go from 2 to 2, and so on. But we always go the same lap, so to speak. We just start and end on the same point. So starting on 2 then will be like this, still with a downstroke. Now we're also turning the picking around compared to the first one. So this would be the equivalent of starting this one with an upstroke, if you look at just the strict alternate picking here. Sounds like this. And we do that for all 6 starting points. So we're gonna do this one, this one. Now, you might think you're done because you started on each of the fingers, but we're gonna start on this one as well, because if you look at the pattern, this one is have an ascending version and a descending version. Right, so that one would sound like this. And then we have this one, same thing goes with that one. So I'm going to play through these once more so you can see how it works, and just make sure that you understand that it's 6 different starting points, so you don't skip out here once you reach, the last note of the pattern. All right, so it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, when I practice myself, I usually sit around the tempo like this to make sure that I get everything completely super perfect as I'm practicing. And then when you've done all that work, you can try having fun and pushing the speed after that. But as you practice, try to keep each rep as perfect as possible. So now we've done the first variation here. That was a group of 4. It will turn into a looping pattern of 6. Now we're going to take the next group of 4, this one, 3 plus 1. And if it's not super obvious, it's because we have 3 notes and 1 note. And now we turn that into our group of 6. Same thing, you go up and then go back the same way you came. But now you can see that it's getting a bit trickier because we start introducing a string change here. But we do it the same way. We have 6 new loops. We have this one, this one, third, fourth, then we got the 5th, and the 6th. Done with that one. Now we're going to go to 2 plus 2. Add the 2 notes, we get a 6-note pattern. Play the first group of 6. Second. Third. Fourth. Fifth. And 6th. Alright, and now we have the final unique group here. So we got 1 plus 3. Do the same thing, make it into a 6-note loop, and then start on each note of the loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then we keep going, start on the A string, have the single string one. And so on, you know the drill here. And you do that until you reach the final string, which would be then not this one, but this one. Right? Because then that will be the last one, because we can't move on to the next string since we don't have one. So that's the whole thing. And like I said, really make sure that you focus on accuracy here, because sitting here and trying to go for the highest speed as you practice it doesn't make any sense at all. Yes, you should push the speed, do that, but do that afterwards. You want to really shoot for perfect reps here. So it doesn't matter if you have to sit like I practiced for hours like that, and that's why you know, I got my synchronization together fairly quickly as well, because I focused on this thing. And a lot of people have real problems with syncing together the left and right hands, and the reason for that is they're too impatient, or they don't really know how to practice. So if you start adding in these exercises where the focus is just absolute perfection, don't care about the tempo at all, and also you don't really need to raise the tempo either. You might naturally start doing that a little bit because you feel like you can control everything much better and it's still perfect. That's fine, but it's not about, you know, eventually sitting and practicing this at like, you know, 16-note triplets at 130 BPMs. That's for licks that you're learning when you're improvising and when you're pushing the speed for fun, right? But the actual nitty-gritty, getting down to practicing, is about massive amounts of repetitions at a tempo where everything is absolutely perfect, because we're programming the brain. So unless you have found some special way of doing it where it works anyway, then try this if you haven't tried it before. And I know it can feel counterintuitive to sit there and play something over and over again at the same tempo, but you have to see it as what you're doing, that you're programming the brain. And our brains are quite thick when it comes to this muscle memory stuff, but once it sticks, it really sticks. So that's why we need to be really careful when we put all these reps in. If you're still watching at this point but you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any lessons. Back in the day, I used to have real issues with fast alternate picking when it came to 2 notes per string. I was fine with 3 notes per string, but the 2 notes per string thing was a bit harder to crack. So if you struggle with fast alternate picking as well and you don't know what to practice or for how long, I've created the perfect solution for you in the form of the Pentatonic Picking Power Book. So in this book you'll find a daily workout that will not only help your pentatonic picking, but will also upgrade your overall alternate picking technique. So it contains basically the same exercises I use myself to develop my picking abilities, as well as numerous students over the years that I've given the same exercise to with great results. So I know these exercises work as long as you put in the work. So it's not a quick solution or quick fix. It will still take a lot of work, but at least you have a very easy to follow routine. So if you're up for a big alternate picking upgrade in 2024, I cannot think of a better start.